10:30 p.m. Late in the summer season. It's storming outside. My favorite time of year and my favorite kind of weather. Whenever it storms, I just have to smile. Storms are beautiful, or at least I used to think so. Almost all the lights in the apartment were off, and I'm just talking to some friends over instant message. Then suddenly, it became very, very cold, as if the storm from outside was creeping through the door. I just figured there was a temperature drop because of the storm, so I toss on a sweatshirt. After about 30 minutes or so, I'm still freezing cold. I start to get this feeling. It's a feeling we have all felt before. The feeling that someone is staring at you. The feeling that someone is not very far away. The feeling that if you turn your head the slightest bit, you would see them. I shrug this feeling off because I am an extremely paranoid person, and I get this feeling all the time. I continue to converse with my friends. I even mention this sensation that I currently had, and all my friends naturally laugh at me, saying I need to stop being a baby. The sympathetic ones say it'll go away eventually and not to worry. I waited a while. It did not go away. In fact, it increased. It felt like something was coming and consuming the very happiness within me. Like something was filling me with dread. That chilling terror we all felt as children when the lights were turned out. A true fear of the dark. But it's not the dark we're afraid of, but what lurks in the dark. I almost couldn't take it anymore. Here I am, almost a grown man, and I'm jumping at shadows. It's ridiculous, but as ridiculous as it seems, I still have this little voice in the back of my head telling me that maybe I have a reason to be afraid. Maybe I should turn around and see if there's actually anything there. Wait, why would I turn around? I don't want to turn around. Whose thought was that? That certainly wasn't mine. But who else's could it be? I reached my limit. If I stay in this chair any longer, I'm going to go insane. I wonder if I can make it to my room before this thing gets me. It could be nothing, but I'm not staying here to find out. I'm a pretty fast runner. There's no way this thing can catch me. Let's do this. The chair clatters as it falls to the floor. I don't think I could move this fast again if I wanted to. After my first foot was through the gateway to my room, I was already in the process of slamming the door. I rush over and turn on every light, including the TV, making sure there's no room for any shadows. I put my ear to the door to see if I can hear it following me. Nothing. Complete stillness. The type of silence most people only experience once in a lifetime. I don't know why people would ever seek this type of quiet. I never want to hear silence again. I slowly back away from the door. I have one thought going through my mind. What in the hell did I just see, and why did I ever look over my shoulder? I will never forget what I saw. It was a shadow, but it wasn't a shadow. It was freestanding, as if it was a man. The surrounding night seemed to channel into this horrific being, making it seem blacker than the darkest pit in hell. It chilled me down to my very bones. Though something peculiarly odd stood out about this particular shadow being. It had a cane with a silver handle, and a top hat, akin to something you'd expect to see in a movie from the early 20th century. And the thing that was the scariest part about it? To this day, I swear it was smiling, and not the smile you ever want to be on the receiving end of. A smile that said, I'm evil. A smile that said I had fun tonight. A smile that said I enjoyed toying with you. A smile that said I really want to hurt you. A smile that said, I'll see you again. I met her by the willow tree that by itself does stand beside the old dirt road that leads into a long forgotten land. The road no longer has a name, its dirt is of the deepest red, that on the days when it does rain, the road appears to have been bled. I have lingered here for so many hours, sometimes I feel as if I'm bound, away from the city's concrete towers. I feel as if my soul has been found. There is no sound, save a rustling of leaves when the wind blow, with no sign of people hustling, rushing to get to where they go. I met her there one afternoon, the date I now cannot recall. At first sight my heart did swoon, as raindrops slowly began to fall. She sat reading beneath the tree, leaning against its trunk, so old, seeming completely oblivious of me or the creeping cold. Her beauty was stunning, beyond any I've ever seen. Momentarily I thought of running, just before I heard her scream. Oh, you startled me and gave me quite a fright. Why, whatever are you doing here, as this day gives way to night? My mind went blank at her query, as if its function had simply ceased. My vision went ever so slightly blurry, and I wondered if I'd lose my feet. Just then she gave me a look, a concerned and puzzled frown. She marked the close of her book and asked me to please sit down. My name is James, I said, as I extended an open hand. She shook it with a nod of her head, saying only, my name is Anne. Shortly thereafter, Anne did depart, to return home with the city walls, and I sat there with a happy heart, listening to the rain slowly fall. Over the course of the months to follow were many meetings beneath our tree. My life, which had become so hollow, felt as if it had now been freed. We talked, we laughed, we even cried once or twice, watching the wind blowing the grass, listening to the rustling leaves. Our love had bloomed and grown so very fast, I could not see the sweeping doom of the impending wintry blast. I came to the willow that fateful day to embrace my beloved Anne, and underneath the tree did lay a note scrawled in her lovely hand. My dearest John, her note did read, I don't know what words to use. As I read, my heart did bleed, but then I became confused. I can no longer meet you here, underneath this ancient tree. Know that I'll always hold you dear, and I've left something for you to see. Beneath the note and on the ground, a scrap of yellowed paper lay. I wish since I'd not looked down to see what she had left that day. I picked up the paper with dismay, and understanding dawning in my mind. The words that I did read that day were of the very gravest kind. Local man found dead today, the headline screamed so bold. James McLaren found dead today, out by long forgotten road. If you like what you heard, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you'd like to, you can follow me at Twitter. The handle is @FuzzyPantaloons, and I'll see you all next time.